All right, everyone, we have reached the point of no return. Well, shortly after the release of the S&M, around the year 2000, 2001, Metallica began the process of preparing to write their next studio album, the follow-up, if you will, to Reload. Of course, during this, and it was a very hectic production of Jason Newsted had left the band. James Hetfield checked into rehab. Lars Ulrich was suing Napster at the time for the illegal downloading, and it was a really a shitstorm of, oh my god, this could be the end of Metallica. You lost Jason, James is gone, and you got this lawsuit which is going to probably kill everything, and it's all because of this Saint Anger, released in the summer of 2003. All right, let's get down to bare bones. Of course, since Jason Newsted had left the band, Bob Rock, the producer, picked up the bit was pretty much in bass duty throughout the duration of the production. Of course, once the album was already done and ready, that's when Rob Trujillo came in as the official replacement, and we're off to the races from there. But let's talk about Saint Anger. Well, let's try to talk about Saint Anger. I remember when I first heard this album, I was like confused. I was like very confused. Like the drums sounded way off to me. There were no guitar solos. It just had a weird sounding sound. Like it didn't sound like Metallica. It sounded like a garage band trying to be Metallica. And of course, as I actually researched the album and got my information, I was like, okay, the whole idea was to make a garage album. Was the whole concept of Saint Anger was to be like a jam band, like a garage band, like go into the garage and just start riffing. And I understand the concept, but the execution was way off. Way off. Like, of course, we all know the infamous, drums. The lack of a snare. It sounds like crap. The drumming sounds like shit. There are just a lot of songs where Lars is just banging the drums, and it's just like this undying ring in your ear, and it's making you go insane. And of course, like this album also has a lack of guitar solos, and that also, I guess you could say, kind of hurts it a little bit. But then again, the whole idea, the whole concept of this thing was, go into a garage and start jamming out. And if you can do a solo, you gotta do it on the fly. You can't write one out. And as talented as Kirk is, he's not that talented enough to pull a guitar solo out of his ass on the fly. And not only that, like I don't know, a lot of these songs, like I criticize, Justice for droning on, but Jesus Christ, it got nothing on Saint Anger. There are a lot of songs in Saint Anger. They just drone on forever, and with that ridiculous drum, it just feels it makes a lot of songs feel like they're never ending. But the album does have some bright spots. For what it's worth, I like the song "Dirty Window." It's one of the very few songs on this album where the band feels energized and is into it. The song "Invisible Kid" is pretty good, but again, once it gets to the middle, it just goes on and on and on and on, and like it's building up, and there's no payoff to the build up because it just goes right back to pretty much nothing. My World, it's a weird song. It's all right. Sweet Amber and The Unnamed Feeling. Those two songs to me are the two highlights because Sweet Amber, I think the drumming sounds much more tolerable, and of course the same goes for The Unnamed Feeling. That's where the drumming is actually at its most tolerable. Actually, not painful to listen to. It's actually more easier to listen to, and you can actually like get into it. Of course, and of course you got Frantic, the opener, which is okay. The song Saint Anger just is whatever. Some Kind of Monster, lyrically is very interesting. Musically, kind of generic, kind of bland actually. And the rest of the songs I don't really care for. Like I don't care for Shoot Me Again. I don't like Purify. I don't like All Within My Hands. Pretty much the songs that I just mentioned, aside from those three, they're okay, but they're just that. They're okay. It doesn't change the fact that this album is a steaming pile of garbage, because it is a steaming pile of garbage. But to be fair to this album, compared to a lot of the new stuff that's come out recently, Saint Anger is like a gold mine. Compared to Lulu, Saint Anger is Master of Puppets. So, yeah, Saint Anger is either like it a lot or you hate it a lot. I'm indifferent to it. I'm very indifferent to it because I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I don't like some songs from it, because I do. But at the same time, I'm not going to say it is a grand masterpiece of awesomeness, because I'll be talking out of my ass. Saint Anger makes Load and Reload sound like classic Metallica from the 80s. That's how just this thing is. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Saint Anger. I'm gonna give it I'll be generous. I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. No, actually, no. Yeah, I'll give no. You know what? Solid 5 out of 10. It's average. You don't have to listen to it. Hell, you can skip it if you want to. Because over the years, the album has compared to the shits out there, this is actually a quality, and that's not saying much. But anyway, 5 out of 10. Don't listen to it if you want. But if you're a die-hard Metallica fan, or you're just getting into Metallica and you want to hear every single song they ever wrote, then give it a try. But if you're just someone who just wants to listen to the quality stuff, avoid Saint Anger as if your life was on the line, because this is not worth listening to. Well, and Saint Anger would actually be the last studio release until 2008. Between 2003 and 2008, Metallica was in like a 5-year rest mode, and they pretty much were cold for those 5 years until the release of the follow-up to Saint Anger, which we'll be getting to next time. But until then, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again next time, my metalheads.